Hello, peoples. Welcome to the Stoked Bloke Show, brought to you by a New Earth project, and we're coming to you from the Pipeline Studios. Peter PK King.
Aloha.
And people always do ask about the guitars.
They're real. Yeah.
Where was that going?
That's
That's a...
Lover, I'm on the street. I want to go where the bright lights and the big city meet. With a red guitar on fire. Desire.
I remember using that.
Really?
That song was one of those
You
ones
too.
in the
It's a
head.
great song.
Yeah. That one was one you used to kind of get the focus going and get yourself fired up.
Oh, you mean you'd listen to it like pre-heat?
Yeah, on a cassette tape. You would listen to it on a cassette tape, put the headphones on, find a little spot somewhere in the contest area and just lay back and listen to the music and feel the feelings and then go to battle and hopefully smash folk and win heats.
What year would that have been?
Whew, there you go. That's
Early 90s?
Yeah, I was about to say early 90s because 88... Well, no, U2. I think U2 were a part of the old 88 time too. So
I like the stuff of U2 from the 80s.
Really
that
good.
album War. Really
it's
cool
a little
stuff.
more
It was more rock and like
street edge
beginner
to it or something. Yeah, exactly.
punk new wave band. It didn't have
Yeah.
all the layering of the things you get when
The
you have a
multis.
huge budget.
Yeah, and
The contest sites weren't very big budget back then, though, were they?
no, they were not. And tents largely at the start. And then
We talked about
scaffolding
that.
came
I
along.
remember a Lockenau event. Yeah, there was nowhere to stay in town, and Sonny Garcia and I slept in a sleeping bag, and we got in a
Yeah.
fight with the contest director because there was nowhere to go, and we had broken into that judge's cubicle. on the
Cubicle,
roof.
so
yeah.
you could-
Do you remember that when that
I
happened?
do, well, not exactly.
I
but
mean, you
remember-
weren't in that situation, but do you remember when that happened to a bunch of
Yeah.
us? Like,
Well, I remember. Well, didn't people used to travel to Lacanau with tents?
right, Gary Clisby.
Maybe after that, people recognised that there was problems and they would just go with tents. and
I met
sleeping
Luke
bags.
Egan. We slept in a single tent. Yeah, mate, you can sleep in my tent.
What a-
So we went, I think his head was in the tent and my head was out, just so there was no funny business. Gary Clisby is a guy I used to travel with. You remember that name?
I know Gary.
Yeah, so Gary Clisby
Great goofy.
brought literally a tent as big as this room. And he said, "Oh, there's no room for you because I want to put my boards inside." And that was Tent City. That's where I met Rob Bain. I
Yep.
met Mark Grubhames.
Yep.
I met Luke Egan. I met all the traveling boys from that era, Sess Wilson.
How'd they go today, you reckon, having to take tents on tour?
Oh, my gosh. There's
How's
a couple guys that could do it.
I've gone from the Olympics with that luxury craft as the floating Olympic village.
I wonder
Off
what that
the
was
break.
like. Did anybody really reveal that? I don't think
we
I
didn't
ever saw
hear
it.
much from the inside of that, eh? Must have been a good time.
Or not.
And then,
And you don't want to cut it down like you were doing to the Hotel Ibis. You don't want to give it a negative Yelp review. I never want to stay at the Hotel Ibis in Paris after what you
A
said.
night or two's good. 16 might be a little too many, you know?
Yeah, I never heard anything about the flotilla or the floating castle.
No,
Where-
me
they're-
neither.
They don't let people film behind the scenes, I feel like, at the Olympics.
And I'm on the inside, so to speak.
And nobody told you.
And I didn't hear anything, and it was very just not spoken about how life was on the Olympic Village, and you never saw footage of it.
No,
you never
I
saw
thought
much.
for sure I would have seen someone's vlog or whatever, but maybe people weren't allowed to do that for the Olympics.
Maybe there was some restrictions. We were restricted in what we could do, so maybe they were too. The Fiji Pro just concluded. It kind of felt to me, and I'm a fan. I love it.
Like it came and went and you didn't know?
It kind of came and went. And I barely knew. I did watch a few heats. I caught one of the afternoon, the women's quarters, and then I was surprised they went into the men's, and I saw it get on shore, and Medina's heat was just trash, and I went, wow, the Olympics kind of got skunked. It had a moment, but it got skunked, and then we were watching Fiji, which was like a crowning moment, a
Wasn't
return.
much.
It was a return of consequence. It was meant to be a moment of, some power and force, and it seemed like it came and went, and maybe that format with the reduced field finishes quicker, but half of us don't even know it's over by the time it's done.
To be honest, I think everyone was hoping for really good waves.
Yeah.
And, You know what's weird is it's on our exact. We're in Hawaii. It's on our exact time frame.
Exactly.
So no excuses. It's not like, oh, I couldn't wake up in the middle of the night to watch Jay Bay.
Good
It
call.
literally was happening in real time with us here in Hawaii. I think I watched 2 heats. I tuned in and got lucky that it was finals day and watched Erin win. I was so excited.
And that's congratulations. Again, the surfing was amazing. The waves didn't allow it to live up to expectation, but
Women, goofy foot in the finals.
Yes.
Men's semis on was all regular foot.
it's a shame when the regular footers dominate like that. But Erin and Tachi, great final. Erin's flair and style, and there's an individuality and a personality to the way she does her turns.
Didn't she look good?
Oh, looks so good. 100% proper CT level good. And we know that the more serious the waves get, she actually has the ability to rise up with it and maybe even separate herself from a pack in a more heavy cloud break. It might even play to her favour like that.
Well, you know, I was there with her shooting earlier this year. It was
That's
her
right.
first trip to cloud break and restaurants, and she was ripping. I mean, people like John Roseman were looking at me shaking their heads saying, she's unbelievable. She's going to win. Everyone who saw her said she's going to win. And what's funny is she wasn't in the contest.
At that point.
No.
Right.
And I said, well, she's not on tour yet. She's not on. People don't really understand who's on tour or what, because she had won some Challenger Series events and things like that. But she didn't get a wild card at that point.
Really?
So no one knew. She was just going there to practice in hopes that she would. I mean, her and her father and her family have such a good plan for her, and the way they approach things and how much they travel, how much time they put into the wave pools for the aerial surfing. And she's committed to Pipeline every winter, and now this Fiji trip really paid off, huh?
How good is it when a young person like her has a dream, has that support and infrastructure of her family, and they've always worked towards her dream, haven't they? They've always collectively seen that dream and gone, that's a good dream. It's a great dream. And they've gone towards it, and they're already, surpassing, I imagine you could put milestones and markers along a trajectory to the top. And she's already eclipsing that in a way that's just so exciting for women's surfing. So congratulations. And Tachi, mate, she's been on fire. She went to the ISAs and surfed away. She went to the Olympics, put on great shows, put on a great show at Taupo, got that 10-point ride, and then made the final. So she forced her way through her surfing into the final 5.
Yeah, do you have who made that? Was a really impactful event, right? It wasn't just an event. It decided who's in the final 5, if you care about those things. I mean,
yeah, we don't like
as
the
we
fact
must.
that there is one,
right?
But the fact that there is one means that on the ladies' side, and we'll come back to the men's final in a minute, but for the women, Katie Simmers, number 1, going in. Marksy, number 2.
Who?
Caroline Marks.
Oh, Moxie. I had no idea who you were talking about.
Another language.
Okay,
mate.
Caroline's number 2.
Caroline's number 2. Brisa Hennessy, number 3. Molly Pickham, number 4. Tachi, number 5. It's an interesting, where they come is interesting. My feeling is that on a day like that, I could see 4th and 5th having a day. Molly Pickham hasn't really been in the best of her form, or hasn't had competitive success to the level she would want to have had it. And I feel like somewhere there, Tachi's so match fit now, she could go that whole day and meet the moments. And her turns are maybe some of the best turns. They are some of the very best turns on the tour. So I feel like from 4th and 5th, that's super interesting. Again, 1st, 2nd and 3rd, you just wait there, and I ponder the nerves of just waiting. Almost rather just let
Caroline
me get in the water. Let me
is
go.
obviously the defending champion.
Yeah.
And she's got a really good routine out there, holding off on the bottom as long as she wants. She's so strong.
Yeah.
And then hammering late and able to connect a lot. I don't know if there's a lot of variety that you can do backside anyway.
That's where I was about. Yeah.
But you smash, and it still looks good. You throw spray and you're upside down. It's hard to beat.
And when you said that, the majority of my thinking in my mind was going, I was seeing Tachi goofies on their backhand. I mean, on their forehand, and the turns that Tachi's been doing on her forehand. And when you went backhand, I went, well, that actually does, because no one's going to go left, are they? It's a rare thing that someone goes left, which is a shame.
Well, if the left is on, it's totally...
I love it when they go left and they use that ramp.
We're still too far out to pick a surf report, but if the left is on, I mean, Medina did some flips and helped him, so...
And then the men's. Griff got the win over Rio Waida. Now that is a great result for Rio to finish off his year. He doesn't make the final five. His year is done, but he does it in making a final.
Could you imagine what that would have meant to Indonesia surfing if he would have won that event?
Oh, yeah. And even as it is, steps along the way, aren't they? They're just all steps along the way. And
you know he has a twin brother that surfs about as good?
Yeah. Oh, really?
His name's Ryu.
And he's as good.
Yeah, Rio and Ryu. They're both really... I see him surf all the time and can't tell them apart.
She gets injured, he just drops his brother in there. No one knows.
So good. They got to do that.
That's how you could work it. So the men's final five. John takes it.
Well, he's first, but who's fifth? I'm sorry.
Fifth.
Yeah.
There's only one Brazilian in the top five. Who might that be?
It's got to be Italo.
Italo Ferreira.
He's dangerous in fifth place. Dangerous. That guy's got enough energy to start a heat right now and surf until September 14th.
And could fly every which way.
No problem.
Those backhand flying air reverses.
I'll put 1,000 on him right now.
Okay, 1K.
1K.
You're on. We've got that there. That makes me think about is it best bets betting on the surfing and how they promote that you can place a bet and bet on the surfing.
Did that become an actual sponsor of
It looked like
surfing?
a sponsor of...
Or are they just on the side, betonline.com?
I don't know that I saw them here as much as I'd seen them before it, and I remember seeing the ads and going, they're not betting on it. I hate that.
I think we all have addictive behaviors.
No, it's intrinsic in us.
Yeah.
And it comes from that scarcity mentality, doesn't it? The fact that maybe there's not enough around, just get it while you can, grab it.
I like that.
I do it. Buffets and me...
You want to get your money's worth. $7.99.
I feel sick, and I go.
You walk out of there with food poisoning.
Just so rotund and so just
Scarcity.
But I just can't help it. I just got to eat everything. I can't go back 400 times. It's the last meal I'm ever going to have.
Don't put a bin of very crispy bacon in front of me.
Oh yeah, you could keep going.
If it's the wet noodly bacon from Australia, where I don't know why you guys have that, but if you could drop the piece of bacon from this high and it breaks, I'm eating that.
Yeah,
that's
good.
Gobble. Don't put a whole bin in front of me.
The bacon's great, isn't it?
Nobody can control themselves at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Well, that's good to know because I thought it was my problem.
But that's the same as gambling. I'm sorry. So fifth place was Italo, then fourth is Ethan.
Yeah. Third, Robbo. Griff, congratulations, mate, on your win. Fantastic.
Wait, was he in second place last year also?
Yeah, well, I
and Ethan took him out. Yeah, so he was in second place last year. Remember the Go Griff campaign?
Oh, yeah.
Matthew McConaughey made that for him and everything. So
I
wonder if they're going to make that video again or just repost it.
No, they're going again. There's going to be some whole... Those guys are creative little beings.
I think this year...
stuff come out.
So he missed... This is interesting, the Griffin Colapinto story.
Yes.
He missed out on the Final Five after winning events during the year. The previous 2 years.
Right.
Now imagine being from San Clemente and you're this star and you've won events during the year and then you don't make the Final Five at your home break. Not a break near you. Your home break where your dad's a lifeguard. Where you've spent every waking hour.
It's bound to happen.
So they just left town. Him and Kolohe, they would just leave town and go to the Mentawais. Like they don't even want to know about it.
Oh, yeah, when that was on. Yeah.
But now, last year he was in, the whole community came out, go Griff, go Griff. Everyone had signs and banners and those balloons that make noise, you bang them together. And now he's in it again. I think he can win this year because I don't think JJF is very good at trestles. He's got to get through whoever comes for him, though.
Yeah, it's a tough...
Ethan was gnarly last year, so this is a repeat.
And I don't know where I go anywhere on that. I just feel like that's the good thing about that field, is it doesn't have the competitive machine in there who you go, he's going to handle that situation completely.
There's no Medina and there's no Toledo.
Exactly. So they're two certainties where you go, on a big day they're going to go.
What if Medina and Toledo, we get a Stoked Bloke podcast heat with Medina and Toledo up the beach, whatever day it is, and we film it up at State Park or something like that, like a mile away, and broadcast
like the couch show.
Like the couch show, yeah, but
That's
we
those guys
can't
doing
even
good
afford
stuff.
the couch,
We like
but
it.
we got iPhones. We can go live.
That's right. We don't need a couch.
Medina and Toledo are the two of the top 5 surfers in the world, and they're not in the top 5 for the. It's so weird.
And it's, and as long as, for me, if all those people in that top 5 should be able to catch John in one event. If you're in the top 5.
Especially at Trestles.
Yeah, if you're in the top 5 but you couldn't beat the world champ in one event, you have no right to be there.
And Griffin's at home.
Yeah, and I wonder what that math is. I haven't looked at that math, but anyway, I'm excited to watch it. I'm just a little bit flattened, in a sense, by the lack of energy that I got out of Fiji. I was excited for that, and all of a sudden it was on. I was like, "Whoa, we're on already! Oh, I missed a day! Wow!"
Maybe if we were there, I don't know. Somehow about the broadcast didn't catch my attention either. I think it was the lack of perfect waves.
Yes,
Griffin
I'm
won,
with you.
and that footage looks like he was surfing Trestles lefts.
Yeah, somewhere with a 4-foot onshore-ish crumbly left that
But
they
then
just
how
tee
come-
off on. Boom, they're surfing great.
There were some barrels on an earlier day in the event. Some really good waves,
Yeah.
some 9s that were really good.
I saw Medina got 987 perhaps.
Yago had a great wave. John had a pretty cool wave. John had some footage that he posted on his Instagram of him at restaurants that looked better than anything I saw out at Cloudbreak. So I don't even think restaurants was on offer as an option to compete at. You know how sometimes they pretend there's a tower on the beach and we might move it to restaurants. Remember in the old days, they'd be like, we might go to the box, and they go there for 4 heats. That's where everyone wants those contests to be. But you should look at this Instagram. I'll put it up right now.
Yeah, that grabs me all right. Oh, what?
Exactly.
That is in the window?
Yes.
Well, we need a reason. We need to understand this situation. Look at the size of it.
When the Stoked Bloke does their tour,
It's double overhead at certain moments, and it's just perfect.
they always tell you, oh, there's not enough waves. Oh, we can't move everything over there. The big boat won't go in the channel.
Oh, Johnny's in form there too. He's going nuts, eh? Beautiful.
He's a good surfer,
huh? Oh, he's got a good surfer. Something in that bloodline.
Even if you don't think
How's his
John's
crazy
the
brother?
best at Trestles, isn't it great that he's in the Final 5 and battling in the pole position for a world title?
He 100% deserves to be there.
Yeah.
In my mind.
He proved it by having the point ratings to be there. But isn't he just something that the surf world needs?
Yeah, it's just a lovely energy, and it feels like a surfer, doesn't it? It's got real cultural integrity.
They just opened up a Florence
store down
in
Haleiwa?
Haleiwa.
Yeah, we love those guys.
Looks
Good
really
job.
cool.
Yeah, you been in?
No, I just saw the pictures.
Another good friend of ours, Carissa Moore.
What an announcement.
What an announcement. Pregnant. Fantastic news. Best news ever.
So she surfed Chopu pregnant.
We love it. Surfed the Olympic Games pregnant. We can't wait to meet her. Or him. Whoever the little fellow.
On her way to the Maldives for an event.
Girl is here.
Yeah,
That's what she's doing. The
Maldives
Champions Trophy in the Maldives.
She was going to come be on this episode in my chair.
And she said when she gets back, she'll come and join us. We'll get
That'd
to
be
talk
cool.
Maldives. We'll get to, and perhaps the timing of that'll work, and we can review the Final 5 with her. That'd be good. So, congrats to the whole family.
Local heroes making moves.
They are. And then let's switch directions into politics, talking about local
RFK
heroes
Jr.
making
joining
moves.
Trump.
What is
Be the attack dog against Big Pharma. He said his goal in his speech was to make America healthy, to get to the root. Trump said, I want RFK. I say hashtag unleash Bobby. Let him do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Politically, they're obviously a little bit different. RFK is more liberal, policy-wise, and Trump's more obviously conservative. But
Children's Health Defence has been doing amazing work in that space of protecting children. So his heart is in the game. He does a deal with a candidate and goes, hey, and the candidate goes, I like what you're saying too.
Come on board.
Let's collaborate.
They obviously don't agree 100%,
No,
Trump
exactly.
and RFK, but they see enough that there's a path forward for both of them to do some stuff. I want Trump to unleash Bobby. I want Bobby to do his thing and conquer on behalf of the American people and the world in general. And then I want Bobby to be the next president after Trump.
You know what? I for me, the disappointing part is that I don't like the two-party system.
Right.
And I feel like that was the opportunity that felt presented to me, was this opportunity to bust that two-party system.
It was a strong run.
It's a criminal system of these people that are just in positions of responsibility for our lives without very much consideration. So I'm thinking that the breaking down of that two-party system and the election of independence everywhere, all over the map, all over the country, and that would be just a wonderful opportunity for a new democracy. I used to say, and I used to go, it doesn't matter who's in power to me. My life has up until recent times, until it took an authoritarian edge to it. Back in Australia, it was Liberal Labor. My life never changed. Throughout all of those changes of government, it never got better. It never got worse. I was just doing my thing, living my life. I'm unaffected by their shenanigans and what was going on. I don't even care. I don't even pay attention, do whatever. And the COVID behaviour of authority and the way they clamped down, the way the police went door to door, and the way they turned into a military machine against the people.
Yeah, whoever supported that, I'm against.
Yeah, that's when I went, well, maybe my life, and I can't go and visit my pregnant daughter.
Or your mom.
I can't be there, can't visit my mum, can't do those things on a family
Ridiculous.
nature. All of my work is cancelled, my events are cancelled, my da-da-da-da-da, so I end up, really impacted by that whole thing. And so as I look forward, I expect the worst, which is that, I always kind of expect the worst and then hope for the best, as they say.
I like that.
And I just hope that...
you can't even vote, can you?
Senator, I don't vote, no,
I'll vote for
I'm just a visa holder. And, again, it's the land of the free, America, and there's these ideas in the Constitution that are fantastic principles for which people can build for families, build life, build community, build opportunity, build a future and a life for you and your family. It's a freaking wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So, but like we always say, mate, the humans we're a wonderful species, mate. We are vibrant, alive, living, loving, pulsing, full of energy and hope and pride. And that's why we are where we are, because we got that in our hearts and our souls, and we're not going to surrender that for our kids and go roll over for a free hot dog and just give away our future. Thank you, people, for watching the show. We went around the place. We went to Fiji, went to Lower Trestles, went to politics.
We stopped by.
Yeah, we stopped by. A few little stop-bys along the way. Thank you for stopping by, watching the show. Thank you, PK.
You.
Love you, mate.
You too.
And we'll see you guys very soon.